All right. Hi, welcome everybody. I am Monica with Anywhere But Here Travel, and we are doing a cooking class based in Portugal today. So we've done a couple of these now. We've done Italy, we've done Spain, we've done France, and now we're doing Portugal. Did I miss one?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. No.
And next up will be on our cooking class extravaganza will be Tahiti. It will not be with Aldo, unfortunately, but we're trying out another. I know he's going to cry now. Aldo's been so generous with his time and expertise, and so yeah, we're gonna branch out a little bit, and there'll be other events that we're gonna be sharing and doing as well. We just won't do them quite so often, just because the travel business is sort of picking up a little bit, and we just don't have as much time to do these kind of presentations. But we are going to continue them for as long as we can. So in case you don't know who we are, Anywhere But Here Travel is a travel agency in Linwood, Washington. It's about 30 minutes north of Seattle. And we, in case you don't know what a travel agent does, we just help make your vacation stress-free and easy. And, we give you an amazing vacation experience. So, some people like to do all the planning and all that stuff on their own. That's okay. We can still help you. But if you need a little bit of help, you need some expertise, you need to, turn it over to the experts, because, we know. We know a lot, and we have people and partners like Aldo who we can partner with that really know each destination with great detail, and we just do a lot for you. So if you haven't tried a travel agent, you should, and that's about all I'm going to tell you about us. If you want more information, we'll be following up via an email and stuff like that. So, just as a FYI, we are recording this presentation. It will be available on our YouTube channel early next week, hopefully. And we also will be sending you a full recipe with instructions, and we'll probably throw in an itinerary for you to dream about for Portugal, just to kind of give you a taste of what to do, what you can experience, and things like that. So that's usually, and then we tell you, what the next events that we're showcasing as well. So stay tuned, and we'll send you all that information a couple days after the show. Let's see. If you haven't done this already, I think most people have checked in with us. We would love to hear where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Most people did, like I said, did check in with us. You can type it into the chat right now. We do prefer you to remain muted while we're doing the class, just because, the cooking noises and things can be a little bit distracting, but that does not mean you have to remain muted the whole time. We do encourage you to jump in and ask questions and participate. But a lot of times it is more, or it is easier for people to type in their questions in the chat, and then one of us can relay those questions back to Aldo, and so it kind of makes it a little bit of an easier experience. So really, like I said, I mean, we have people tuning in from all over. It looks like Sally tuned in from Mukilteo, Washington, so another local person to our travel agency. So we had like Kirkland, Washington, San Francisco, California, we had Pennsylvania, we had Maryland, we had somebody from England, Canada. So we have a big variety of people here that have tuned in from us. So the other things I would love to know from you guys is if you have any questions about Portugal, throw those into the chat as well. Aldo's got some great tips he's going to share with us. Tia's been to Portugal. She can also kind of chime in for her expertise as well. But yeah, so, use the chat, talk to us about it. We're really here just to cook and have a great experience and kind of help keep the dream of travel alive, since we can't always travel to these places that we're talking about. So, I would like to go ahead and introduce everybody. It looks like we have one more person coming in. So I'm actually going to have Andrea go first, so Tia can handle that. Okay. Andrea, are you available?
I am available, yes.
Okay.
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am Andrea King, President and CEO of Anywhere But Here Travel. And you are in for a wonderful experience. As you heard Monica say, we've done several of these now, and they are just so much fun. And I feel like we all just become friends. So I really appreciate you being here. And of course, I want to thank Aldo for being here. He's such a champ and such a great cook. And I need to get to Chicago so he can feed me. But anyway, but I will let the other team members, the real rock stars of Anywhere But Here Travel, Monica and Tia and Kara, if she's on, introduce themselves now. So Tia, why don't you go ahead?
Hi, I'm Tia. Nice to see you all. Thanks for coming. I work for Anywhere But Here Travel as the that office administrator, as well as I'm the cruise specialist and the Caribbean, obviously, specialist, and also Portugal and Madeira, which is actually part of Portugal, as I have been there on a trip before and cannot wait to go back. They were both lovely countries and very friendly, and so I'm very excited to learn to cook a dish from there tonight. So thanks for coming, everyone.
Thanks. And it looks like, oh, look, I see Kara. So Kara, will you introduce yourself?
Hi. Yeah. Hi, I'm Kara. I've been with Anywhere But Here Travel for a little over a year now. I don't really have a specialty yet. I'm just kind of learning as I go, and I help all the ladies out with all their travel needs too, with putting together trips and stuff. So excited to be here.
Thank you, Kara. Yeah, so I can't believe it's been a year. Yeah, we hired Kara right before the pandemic started. So wasn't that a great
Welcome to
travel career choice, or I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, and I do apologize, Kara. Andrea is feeling still under the weather, so she isn't, showing herself on camera right now, and she might need to hop out at some point during our class. So just FYI. Again, I'm Monica with Anywhere But Here Travel, and I kind of run the show, I suppose. Anyways, these shows at least. I put together a lot of the events for our agency. My travel specialty is Tahiti, which I'm excited for our next cooking class featuring Tahiti. But I also do Hawaii and Japan, and I do Europe as well. I do a little bit more of the Northern Europe. My husband's from Sweden, and I've been there probably, I don't know, a dozen times or something. So, anyways, on with the show. I am going to hand it over to Aldo, who is tuning in from Chicago. He's one of our awesome travel partners. And I have to put you on the feature spotlight. There you go. So introduce yourself, Aldo. Take it away.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Here from a very cold Chicago area. Where it's all white and snowy outside and we're kind of freezing. But anyway, it's pretty cool to be here. This is a very simple recipe and very typical recipe. The first things, how many people are cooking with us? Monica, Tia, Kathy, Anita. Here you go, the dream team. Awesome. The first things that you have to do is to put some water like in a pot, okay, like here, and put like a low heat, because we're gonna put that water over our dish to cook the rice, but we want that water to be a little warm, otherwise we're stopping the cooking process. It's gonna be much longer. So we wanna put that into the, on the stove with low, you don't want it to boil, you just want it to be warm, basically. And another
Anita's asking how much water.
Oh, well, it's, we're gonna need to cover as much rice and chicken you have. So, put more than what you think. This is as much as I have. And if we don't have enough, we'll just put more. It also depends on the size of the pan that you're gonna cook in, because the bigger it is, the more water you will need. Okay, so, I mean, I think I have enough. And if I don't have enough, I'm just gonna add some more. But it's important to be warm, otherwise it's gonna slow the cooking process. One other thing that we need to do, like kind of at the beginning, so we can, speed up the process. These are all my ingredients, as you can see. So I have the cabbage, the onions, I have a lemon, and I'm going to explain why it was not on the list. I have a tomato, bacon, garlic, chicken, rice, salt and pepper. We're going to put, so I was talking last night with my friend at the Portugal tourist office in New York, and I was explaining that I was going to do this dish, and I got reprimanded because I did two things wrong, according to her. One was that, and this is the way I learned this recipe when I was in Portugal, so I don't think I'm guilty, but anyway, she said, absolutely not. You have to use, on the list, we had like some kind of a salami, and she said, here you have to use, the closest things that they have will be kielbasa. So, something like this. So I know that on the recipe, on the ingredient list, I put like salami, but
Or pepperoni.
or pepperoni, but So that's one thing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, with the pepperoni, but anyway, she said, no, absolutely not. You have to do that. And the second thing is, she said that I have to marinate the chicken because her grandmother does that. So I have to do that. And I promised her to do that. But we have to marinate the chicken in the lemon just a little bit, lemon and salt. But this is just what I'm going to do right now. So I have this lemon. And if you don't have a lemon, you can use anything that is more acid. Even like a white wine, if you have, will work fine. So we're just going to put some of this lemon juice here on the chicken.
And that's the other thing. Like if you haven't cooked with us before, we always have something that changes.
Something changes, but that's the fun of the cooking. And actually, you can make changes because that's the way you learn and you develop your taste, and you can just decide, well, I like this instead of that.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I look at recipes and I always make changes. So in my own variation, but in general, in our recipes up to today, we followed the mother road, which is the original traditional recipe. And here and there, I just, gives you a little bit of variations that you can take it or not take it. But for sure, we always learn the basic of each recipe and the traditional way of doing the dishes. So now I'm going to put some salt in here. Okay. I'm gonna put some pepper and we're just gonna have this mixed and marinate it just for a few minutes. And that's about it.
Okay, salt and pepper. Gotcha.
Yeah, salt and pepper. While we're doing other things in the, for a few minutes, we're gonna just do this. And now my friend is happy. I kept my promise.
I'm so glad you checked in with her.
That I'm following exactly how our grandma says, and that's it. Here you go. So now if you talk to a Portuguese person, this person is going to say, oh, yeah, this is our recipe, original. You'll find it everywhere in Portugal, and it is true. But if you speak to a Brazilian, especially from Sao Paulo, that person is going to say, what? That recipe is ours. We invented that. That's come from Sao Paulo, Brazil. And so there is this controversy that's going on forever. And it will always going on. Based on my research, this is a recipe very typical anyway from Portugal for many, many, many years. I couldn't really find any good and bad arguments on both sides when I did my research. So either way, you're right. it is a Portuguese recipe, and it very well could be also a Brazilian recipe because, you know, those two countries have some kind of relationship. So anyway, this is a Portuguese recipe a dish that you will find pretty much everywhere in Portugal. So it's one of the classic, and the dishes that we did so far are the classics. But at the same time, some dishes that maybe if you'll do it for your friends, they never tried it before. So you look like, you know, pretty cool and a very great chef. So we're gonna have to start cooking. So the first thing, you know, we have our pan here, and we're gonna put the bacon. The bacon, you want it to be, I have traditional bacon, like the one that we all buy here at the store. I mean, nothing really complicated. It's smoked bacon. And I have an issue today with the fire.
Uh-oh.
And if you really want to go, really follow the tradition, it should be like very thick, a cube, you know, type of pork belly or salt pork, you know, a cube like that. And that's definitely true. I had this one, and I think this one is very tasteful. It's very good. It really comes from the same part of the pig anyway. So we're just gonna do this one. But again, you know, or theoretically, it should be like a cube piece, like thicker pancetta or pork belly. So we're gonna put this in here, and we're going to cook our bacon. We want it a little crispy. We want the bacon to start releasing some fat. And while this is doing this, we're going to start cutting other ingredients. So first of all, I need to, you know, chop the garlic. So this is what I'm gonna do now. So I need to clean the garlic. I'm gonna peel it. Try to do this is quite easy. You just crush it and the skin should come off relatively easily. The fresher the garlic, the easier it is. So my garlic was
Thomas
almost,
just said pork belly is not that hard to find, so that's great.
okay, awesome. Then
I just use the thick cut bacon.
Yeah,
That's,
I mean
that's what I found.
Yeah, at the end it is the same part. Okay, it's just a different cut, but so we're really there. It's a matter of really being super precise or not. So in the garlic, we're going to chop it. So in small pieces. And we explained that too. I don't know, when you do like this, and you know the chef, they do it super fast. The way you do it, and you want to have your fingers like this shape. And so this part of your finger will go against the knife. And so you know that you're not gonna cut your fingers while you do this. They act like as a little protection when you do like an arch, you know, like this. So that's what we do. And that's how chefs are able to cut things super fast without cutting themselves. That's how they do it. So yeah, try to do it as thin as possible. If you have the little tool, which is incredibly one of the tools that I don't have, I have all sorts of tools in my kitchen. It's the one that crushes the garlic. Then that one will be even better. You can use that. And so you'll have like a little paste in a way.
Like a garlic press or something?
Yes, the garlic press.
Yeah, I have one of those, but I find that just chopping up the garlic is sometimes just easier.
Yeah. I'm just saying, as long as it's small, okay, this is what we want to achieve. I'm gonna check again on the here. Don't put the flame too high, okay? We don't want to burn things. We still want to cook.
Okay, kind of on a medium
Yeah,
flame.
medium. You remember that in all our recipes, I always stress out medium is better, okay? You can always go higher, but if you start burning things, there's no way you can reverse it. So, go slow, go medium. You don't burn things, and that's better. So I have a nice, and crispy bacon here, as you can see.
Mine's just starting to sizzle. Oh, yours is starting to brown. Okay, good.
Yeah. So you want the fat, to melt a little bit. We're gonna cook our chicken in here.
How's everybody else doing? I just wanted to make sure I check in that you're not falling behind or.
You're following. So while this is going, here you go. I chop my garlic.
So I have a question on the board. You take the bacon out when it's brown?
Yes, we're going to take it out.
Okay.
So if your garlic is already brown, you can take it out. If you like it brown, and after, you cook it the way you like it. If you like it brown and crispy, just keep going a little bit more. Let me I have another piece of garlic here.
No waste, no waste.
The seeds, I'm gonna take them off. And now we're gonna chop the tomatoes. Okay.
Sounds good.
In the cubes, again, like this. I'm gonna do it this way.
And you said something about no seeds, right?
Yeah, if you can have a tomato that does not have a lot of seeds, that's what basically the recipe calls and says. Every chef that I heard about this recipe, look at this recipe, they stress about the seeds. I don't know if it's a Portuguese thing. They don't like seeds over there, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I just had the cherry tomatoes. So
Yeah, cherry tomatoes is even better.
that's
So
what I'm using.
fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're fine. I think just tomatoes. We don't really go crazy here. We make our life easy.
We're not Portuguese,
Yeah,
so we're not going to be offended by the no seeds, right?
I think it's perfectly fine. So one other thing that we're gonna cut in cubes is it's our onion. So I'm towards the end of my onion, so this is how I'm gonna do it.
You're just slicing them, okay?
Yeah. And here again, I'm gonna go this side
Just
here.
chop it roughly, okay.
Roughly. In Italian, there's a funny way of saying when you cut things roughly, we say ignorante, like ignorant. You have to do an ignorant cut.
Ignorant.
Ignorant cut.
Yeah, okay.
That's a funny expressions that we have. Go figure. Anyway, so here we have, see our things?
And I already kind of pre-chopped some of my stuff, so you guys got to chime in if you're if we're leaving you behind. So.
That's okay. So I think mine is ready. Okay, this is fine. This is the way I like it. So I'm just going to keep this oil and fat because we're gonna cook the chicken in there, and I'm gonna take this one off and put it on my little bowl here. Oops, here you go. Like this.
My bacon is taking its time. You're just gonna take yours off onto and put it on the side?
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
are going on the side right now.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, while we're waiting for you, we'll give you a few minutes.
I don't know why my bacon is so slow.
We'll give you a few minutes. We're nice people.
A couple things on the chat that I just wanted to say. No questions at this moment, but I just wanted to praise Anita. She, I think she was pretty much prepared the last time she was on this too, but she said she had her mise en place ready to go and
There
she's
you go.
prepared. So I'm just curious. I don't want to take anybody away from cooking, but do we have any pre-preppers out there that kind of prepare everything or chop everything, if you will, before you start cooking? Or are you like me and you just kind of grab it and go when it's time?
I try to pre-prep, but I rarely actually make it before
Yeah.
we start. I'm running at the last second.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get it.
Yeah, I usually do it. I mean, but for cooking class purposes, I want also you to see how I cut things. So that's the reason why.
Of
If you
course.
have time-
Yeah.
If you have time, I mean, by all means, just prepare things in advance.
Yeah, it looks like a 50-50 here. Anita, as we know, she used to volunteer at cooking school, so she learned that
She
it saves
learned
a lot of
that.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Laura
sure.
preps. Elizabeth tends to chop as she goes. That's me. That's totally me as well. Yeah. And, I hope I say your name right. Shireen, I'm sorry if I just murdered that, but pre-preps as much as possible based on what you know about the recipe. So that's definitely that too. Sometimes if you're doing a cooking class, you're not sure if you're chopping or mincing or whatever. So you kind of have to wait, but awesome. Thanks for answering, folks.
So here we're just again, we're gonna roughly cut our cabbage like this. And like this. And now we have everything ready. How's your bacon?
I think it's almost ready.
There you go. Perfect.
Am I the only slow poke? Here.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I gotta get a bowl or something to put the bacon in. Hold on. I got.
we have our little, in the same fat of the bacon, we're gonna cook the chicken.
Okay.
Just put the pieces, and we want them to be like brown and crispy on the outside.
We do still have a couple people finishing their bacon, just FYI. So
Yay!
it's not just Monica.
Sorry, I just didn't want to be the only slowpoke.
You're not alone. You're in good company.
Slow down.
Bacon, slow down. No, bacon takes me forever too. I think I just get nervous that I'm going to burn it, so I cook it slow.
I think my pan is slower to heat up than Aldo's, perhaps too. Oh gosh, I don't like it when bacon splatters me. Yikes! I think it's done.
You drinking, Aldo?
Yeah, Pinot Noir. Actually, you know what this one? This is the leftover of the French wine that I used for our coq au vin last week.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
I just drank the last of mine yesterday with my leftovers. Okay.
So here, as soon as you put the chicken, you want to turn the heat a little higher because you're going to drop the temperature dramatically. And so you want, and also the chicken's gonna release some juices, so you want to just raise the temperature to compensate that. So this is a time where you're really going with your heat. And we're just cooking this. Here, if you want, just because I like it, I'm gonna put some pepper. We put it a little bit before in our little marinade, but I like the pepper. We're all gonna put a little bit of more salt, not too much. And here we go. And you
So-
just turn things around.
Aldo, are you using chicken thigh or drumstick?
Say that again?
Are you using a drumstick or the chicken thigh? Had somebody ask, because it looks like you're using
Well,
thighs.
you can use whatever piece of chicken you have, honestly. I mean,
Okay.
I saw chicken thighs are fine. This is what I have.
Yep, just what you have is good. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it typically with drumstick or does it not matter?
No, I mean, it's whatever chicken you have will work fine.
Perfect. Thank you.
So as you can see, I give a little bit of color and I turn them.
What did you do with the marinade, Aldo?
Sorry?
What did you do with the marinade?
I just put the chicken in there.
You put the marinade in with the chicken?
Well, yeah, I didn't really, I just took the piece of chicken that was marinated and I put it in here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So this is going, and at this point we can add our garlic. And this is also a time where we're going to add our salami. There you go.
Okay, and if we have like the pepperoni or something, we're just adding.
Yeah, just cut them. I mean, if they're very large, just cut them in little pieces. You don't want the whole.
Yeah, I just have slices like this size. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, maybe you can cut it like in smaller pieces.
Okay.
It would be better.
Okay.
Yeah. So this again is keep your heat high, okay? We want to brown all these things. So keep it high. And it's going. I'm trying to put everything down, touching the pan. That's what I'm doing right now. You cannot see, this is where I am.
Oh yeah. My chicken is very noisy, so sorry.
I love the sound of that sizzle, actually. Did the garlic go in yet? I have a question on the board. It says, did you?
I put the garlic, yes.
Okay.
I put the garlic not even a minute ago, so yeah.
Oh, that's right. You did
What's
it with
the liquid in the pan?
Well, the liquid that I have here, it's basically the fat that we got from the bacon. It's also the juices from the chicken that is releasing the juices from the chicken. And this, too, now probably also some fat in that kielbasa that I have. It's also releasing some juices. So that's basically what's going on. And that's okay. I mean, we want that. Now we're going to add the onions. So if you wonder the sequence, it is basically due to how fast that the gradient is going to cook. Okay, so this is the reason why we're adding these into this sequence. So we don't want to put immediately the onion because at that, the risk is that the onions will burn. So the chicken, it takes more time. That's this kind of salami or sausage takes more time. So you want to do everything into following this schedule.
Okay, I'm just putting my onion in now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Just doing a quick check-in. If you have any questions that you want to chime in or get on the chat, I'm here to help you. So I know I've answered a few questions, but just a reminder, if anybody's super behind, let us know.
And we're just getting everything a little bit crispy, right? A little bit.
Yes, yes, we want. So we're going a little slow here. I mean, this is something that you can do it pretty fast. It's still gonna cook everything when we put the rice and the water is gonna simmer. So everything is gonna be cooked. It depends really how crispy you want the ingredients to be. Okay, how crispy you want your bacon to be, or how crispy you want that salami to be. You know, this that's basically it. Everything will be cooked no matter what. So this is what we're doing.
It smells really good right now.
Yeah, it does. Definitely it does smell pretty good. So I'll show you more like, this is where I am right now.
Oh yeah. You have more chicken than I do.
Of course, always depends how much,
How much you have, yeah.
for how many people you're gonna cook for. Okay, at this point, things have a nice, color here for me. That's where I'm gonna add the tomatoes. So I have the tomatoes here. There we go.
And tomatoes.
And tomatoes.
I see people cooking away. That's good.
Awesome. And now that we put the tomatoes, we can put our bacon inside.
Ah, okay.
There you go. And this is up close, this stage here.
Let me see. Oh yeah.
Okay.
My chicken's getting brown.
Yeah, the chicken is getting brown. Everything is getting pretty cool. So,
All right. How's everybody else doing? Cooking, thumbs up. Oh, Andrea dropped out. Hold on.
Katie and Anita are on top of things. So
I think Andrea's connection lost or something. She's back.
We're getting close to the end. Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the end because
Okay.
Now we're going to add the rice.
Oh,
So we'll just cover this with the rice.
how much rice are we doing?
Well,
You're doing a big cup.
yeah, but I'm not gonna use everything. I'm gonna use half of it. Okay.
Okay.
So otherwise it's just gonna be too much. But you know, up to you. So we're gonna mix all this.
Is it okay to use jasmine brown
That's what I
rice?
have.
Okay.
That's what I have. It's one of my favorite rice after the risotto, the carnaroli or arborio. So I use jasmine. Yes.
Okay.
I had to buy special rice for this dish, you know. I only have Japanese rice in my house. It's funny because you use the rice that you have, right? But
Absolutely.
I thought it would be good to have something different.
So that's where I am right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I just added my rice to my dish.
Perfect. And after we've done this, we're gonna add our water.
Water.
So some people will tell you, some Portuguese or Brazilian, that they use chicken stock, and that could be as well. You know, I saw it definitely both ways. You know, if you want to use chicken stock, you can definitely do that. Now you're gonna turn the heat a little down, okay? From high, you're gonna put it to medium low. We're gonna simmer this. You don't want the rice to stick on the bottom.
We're turning the heat down. Okay. Oh, I'm making a mess. Awesome.
Wow, that's beautiful.
My rice likes to fly out of the pan.
We like mess. I made a mess over there, but I can't get that one out. So
I have a quick question on the board, and I'm sorry if this was answered. I had to do a little change up on my technology. What kind of rice do they usually use in Portugal? Is it a specific rice or?
no, I never really saw any specific rice. I think the main one that I can say would be a jasmine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, and now we're just gonna cover this with our water. You put the heat down, and we cover this. I think I got it right. So we're going to put this again to a medium temperature, and if you can cover it, that will be better. So speed up the process.
No cabbage yet? No cabbage?
The cabbage, because the cabbage like cooks pretty quickly, we're going to put it like a halfway.
Okay.
Okay. So right now we're just basically, we have to wait like about like 5 minutes. At the end, we'll put the cabbage. And once you see that the cabbage is cooked, is now, you know, soft, basically the dish is ready.
Okay.
So this is the end of.
We're almost there.
No spices?
The original recipe doesn't call for any like a pepper or things like that. I saw there are several chefs doing that, or probably family, that their tradition is to make things more spicy. If you want it more spicy, yeah, you can definitely put that one in. Like every recipe, you know, there are different versions, and each one claims to be original. And in this regards, I saw, I know that there are a lot of people that put the green peas in there, and they claim that that's the original recipe. I think the overwhelming majority is without, so I went without. But you know that if you see people that are gonna put green peas in there, yeah, that's definitely, you know, one. A lot of people will tell you that that's the original one. So you can put green peas as well. I think the overwhelming majority is without. And when I learned this recipe in Portugal from a chef, it was without. So, but I know that there's some other chefs that will tell you, no, it's definitely required. So the spices is kind of the same thing. I mean, if you wanted to have a little kick in there, you can put some red pepper. I'm not a super spicy person, so the pepper for me, it's enough. The pepper that we put, the salt, and I'll go with that. But if you want a little kick, then yeah, put the green pepper, the red pepper in there, a spicy one. Or if you have a spicy salami, I mean, that would be fine as well. You know, it's really up to you. So yeah, we're gonna basically here we're just we're cooking the rice and we're cooking the finishing of cooking the chicken. That's what we're doing right now. Pinto, you can stir it. You don't want anything to stick at the bottom, but that's what we're doing. The rice will absorb a lot of the water.
I'd like to ask if anybody's been to Portugal.
Oh, good question.
Aldo, have you been? Aldo,
Looks like Carla has. Carla's been to Portugal. I know someone who's been to Portugal.
I have been to Portugal.
Some people had part of COVID. That's, yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool country. I mean, it's an amazing country. It's beautiful. They have great wines. They have great food, mostly fish. I mean, there's a lot of cod in Portugal in their cuisine. You know, it's sometimes even overwhelming of the presence of the codfish in their main dishes, typical dishes. So there's definitely a lot of seafoods, a lot of sardines.
Yes.
Also with the Portuguese cuisine, but it's beautiful. They have great wines. They have a beautiful countryside.
And they have pastel de nata.
Yes.
What?
What?
Pastel de nata. It is a bakery treat. It's kind of a custard with
Oh, yeah.
it's so good.
I remember your photos now. Now I remember.
One every day I was there.
It's beautiful. The cities like, you know, Lisbon and Porto, they're just growing, but in my opinion, they're growing very well. Like there's a lot of architecture, a lot of designers are, you know, doing beautiful buildings there.
Yes.
So,
there's a lot of art, a lot of art and a lot of just fascinating. Like the buildings have tile on the outside. So it looks like there's wallpaper on the outside of the buildings because they're all tiled and they're just beautiful to look at.
Yeah, beautiful. The wine country, I mean, Douro, so it's a very nice area. I mean, you can find beautiful wine. The Porto, of course, famous. I mean, it's just a nice country. It's small. That gives you the opportunity to tour a lot of the country in a short amount of time. And that's pretty cool because really you can maximize your vacation and see a lot of different places. I would say even in a week, I mean, easily. I mean, you won't see everything, but you'll definitely see a good chunk of it.
Exactly.
So,
it's a small country, but it takes its influence from so many other countries.
So many.
And it's a great stopping point if you're going further on. It's a great place to take that trip over the ocean and then have a stop for like a couple of days and then continue on. It's a great stopping place.
Yeah, and combining with Spain. So, you know, in these cooking classes, we're exploring the culture of countries through cuisine. And, you know, that's how we you're traveling, with us virtually. And I think Portugal will give you a lot also on the culinary side, definitely a lot of things. So
Yeah, a lot of our people on here, our guests have been as well.
Yeah,
nice.
Reading on the chat here, we even have some suggestions. Santini's best gelato, which I mean, Aldo, do you love
Gelato.
gelato? I love gelato. So,
Really good. Yes.
like, yeah, say whatever. If they make good gelato, I'll eat it. That's fine. I mean, I'm in Italy, but I'm open-minded.
oh yeah.
Nicola, if I'm saying your name right, I hope. Living in London's easy to go over there, so she's been there loads of time. She just hops on one of those easy whatever jets and gets right over there. That's the lovely part about living in that area. You could just hop over to like a magnificent area from home for an hour and a half flight. Thomas remembers having a soup with cabbage and potato in a Portuguese restaurant. Sounds good as well. So thanks for sharing, everybody.
Yeah, and another very popular seafood dish that you'll find, several in a lot of restaurants is the octopus. They cook the octopus in a lot of different ways, octopus and potatoes, and you're gonna find the octopus, pretty much everywhere. So that's, meat. I am a seafood lover. I kind of like that. I'm going to just have a little taste of this, just to see how the rice is cooking, and also if I need a little bit more salt or pepper or something. Ooh, it's hot. My rice is definitely, it's kind of halfway.
Mine's a little crunchy. Well, firm, very firm.
A little, but not too far.
But the flavor is good.
I'm gonna use a little bit of salt and pepper more. Just
Yeah.
So, Portugal, and maybe somebody from Portugal who went to Portugal can answer this. Touring by, I've heard that it is nice to tour by bike, but I don't want to answer the question because I've not been. What is it like for touring by bike? Would you say it's a bikeable area or a bikeable country?
Bicycle?
Yes. Well, I'm assuming she means bicycle.
I've never done it, honestly, so I cannot really comment. Everything with a bicycle to tour a country, to me, it's a lot of work.
Sure, but
I'll tell you, if you're in Lisbon, you don't want to bike in Lisbon because it's all hills. It's very much like if you're from the United States, it's like San Francisco.
Okay.
There are hills everywhere in Lisbon.
Well, yes.
So, bikeable, not so much.
Yeah, in that regard, there are hills, so it's gonna be tough.
And there's a lot of cobblestone roads, so they're also not conducive to biking.
All right, so either get into pristine shape or okay. Okay, see, she's a keen cycle tourer.
Okay, so
how are we doing?
Nothing is sticking.
Okay.
On the bottom, don't forget that you're cooking. So I'm just trying to make sure that nothing is sticking.
Mine's definitely getting thicker. That's nice.
My water is almost gone.
Yeah.
So this is the point. This is the time where we're going to add the cabbage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Last, yeah. Aldo, I do have a question for you from Carla. Do you do the Feast of the Seven Fishes for Christmas Eve?
The Feast of the Seven Fishes, no.
We know what that is, yeah.
What is it?
I'm assuming it's a seafood thing because you said you were a seafood lover. I'm assuming only because of seven fishes, but
I don't know that one.
it's an Italian-American tradition. I'm going to have to look that up. How do I not know that? Okay.
Italian-American tradition. I don't know, but from where?
It's American.
Because I think the Italian Americans, they have they're different based on the different parts of the country in the US. So,
well, we're gonna have to try it now.
Andrea, we nominate you to make that for us this year.
I'll get right on it.
Thanks.
okay, so I put the cabbage. I'm gonna cover this for the final Steph, I'm gonna add a little bit more water because mine is kind of too dry, okay?
Oh,
My rice just absorbed all the water.
mine still has a little bit of liquid in there. It's thick, but I think it's okay. I don't know.
Do you have to wait to put the cabbage in until the rice is not hard?
Well, you want to create some steam so that the cabbage will cook. So if I don't put water now, it's gonna stick at the bottom. It's gonna be I'm gonna ruin the dish. So I wanted that moisture in.
All right, so the rice can be a little hard right now.
Yes.
Okay.
The challenge that I have is that my pot is full. There you go. Every time that you had something that you know is the cooler, always put every time that you had an ingredient, I would say just put the heat a little higher because the temperature drops. But after, remember that you put it high and you want to go back to a medium, okay? So after this, once the cabbage is cooked, we completed our dish.
Wow.
This is the last step.
It smells really good.
Yeah, my rice, I tasted it again and it's just like al dente almost, right? You know, it's just a little bit more to cook.
So keep in mind that when you turn off the heat, your rice is still gonna be cooking. It's not that you turn it off and everything stops. So you always, it's like when we cook the pasta, you know, in our cooking class that we cook the pasta, and I said, take it off really before the al dente because the pasta is still cooking. So you have to anticipate that. So when you take off the pasta, it still has to be a little harder than what you would like because it's still gonna cook. So when you eat it and you put it on the table, then it's gonna be perfect. And the same is for the rice. So always have to anticipate because yeah, if I turn off the heat, it's still hot and it's still gonna cook.
Right, right. Well, I have another question for our audience. Does anybody like octopus? Because we nixed the first recipe for that Aldo suggested. So I just want to take an informal poll. Yes to octopus? No? I see a yes, a thumbs up. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I remember
I suggested the octopus and it was voted down. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
It looks like,
and I actually don't mind like actually eating it. It's not so much that, but it's the preparing of it and the touching of it and it's a smart animal and I have a hard time with it right now. So
especially if you go on Netflix, there is the documentary, My Octopus Teacher.
That's what did it for me, Aldo. That is what did it for me. And I think I saw Elizabeth say something too. It just popped up on my screen real quick. So
it is a spectacular documentary. And yeah, I know, I felt that. After that one, I said, yeah, I don't know. But it's good.
looks like about 50-50 on here. Some not so much, some like it. Sally tried it in New York City. Elizabeth.
I think general seafood is a 50-50, right?
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I love it.
I think my dish is looking pretty good here, Aldo.
My dish is basically done.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn it off and just let it sit there. Oh, I see a question from Carla. What if we still have a lot of water?
Well, you can just open the cover and it's going to evaporate very quickly. And if you still have a lot, just take it off somehow.
Your pan's looking very full, Aldo.
It is way too full.
Wow.
I'm struggling.
I'm glad I picked my biggest pan. I was like,
Maybe-
boy, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to fill up my pan. And then you put the rice in and the cabbage, and I'm like, whoa, it's full.
My mistake here is I put too much rice, and so the
Oh.
rice, of course, becomes bigger with the water, and so yeah, probably a little bit too much rice, but that's fine. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I like rice. It's all good.
It's all good.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're fine. I mean, this is over.
How's everybody else doing? Is everybody else kind of at the same point?
This is done. I'm gonna put this.
My rice is still a little bit hard.
Okay. Okay. I know somebody said they had a little bit too much water too. I don't know if that was the same person. Okay, need to evaporate a little bit more water. Okay. Okay. No worries. Somebody says they're almost ready to eat. Oh, that's Elizabeth. Sometimes the chats pop up really fast and I don't catch them all the time. So awesome. Looks like Aldo's plating up. Let's see what yours looks like, Aldo.
Mine looks like this, just as a, little garnish or whatever. I'm gonna cut a little bit of this. green
Oh,
onion.
we have parsley. I have parsley. I'm going to use
Yeah, it's
parsley.
just as a garnish. I don't have the parsley, but I have green onions. You put it at the end.
Okay, so that's a garnish. Good to
It's,
know.
yeah, like this. I mean, you'll feel the taste, of course. I mean, you will taste it. So it is a garnish at the same time. It's part of the recipe.
Thomas
But-
is curious if we cook the rice separate. Is that something that could be done?
Well, you know that the rice, like the risotto, I mean, it will absorb all the flavor of all the ingredients. That's why I cook it together, because it's gonna, absorb the water and all those juices and flavors. So that's, if you can avoid it, you want to cook it with the ingredients.
Got it.
Because you
Great
get
question.
the opportunity of the rice to just get all those flavors inside. So this is my final
I'm ready to eat. Yum.
dish.
Oh, that looks great. That looks great. I'm gonna take you off the spotlight. So I would love to see everybody else's dish as well. If you want to just take a picture of it, that would be great. Or if you want to show it to us, you just have to talk while you're showing it, because otherwise it doesn't show up in the recording.
Yeah.
That means I have to unmute, FYI.
Yes.
Okay, I have mine. I don't know if you can see right there. Can you see that?
Yes. Talk again. Oh.
Looks delicious. Smells even better.
That's mine. That's mine.
Sure, come and get it.
Oh, Elizabeth, that looks great.
Yeah, Elizabeth, it looks very nice.
Thank you very much.
I have to take pictures of mine because I can't take my computer and show you what my dish looks like. So
Oh, I saw another one. I saw Shireen. Hey, here you go. Wow. Yours look pretty good too. Awesome. I didn't see Anita's.
Thank you, Aldi. It tastes good too. Tastes very good.
Good.
I haven't plated mine yet, Aldo. I think I have another cooking class after this, so I'm going to be plating it tomorrow. So I'll send Monica a picture.
yay. Okay, no worries.
A lot of cooking for you.
Yeah, and
Oh, good.
maybe Andrea, you can put, or Kara, somebody can put our email address in there. So if you want to email us your cooking photos, we would love to see them. You can post them on our Facebook page. Or you can reply to the emails, you know, like if you got it from Eventbrite or something like that. So anyways, I'm excited that everybody participated. And they just looked great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you, Thomas. Thank you for participating. Okay, I'm just
Thank
going to
you,
go ahead.
Thomas.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.
Thank you, everyone. So much fun. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you again.